Today we are in Sarajevo, the capital city of Bosnia and Herzegovina. This fascinating city has seen so much in the last few decades, with one of the more positive things being the Olympics that were held here in 1984. One of the most popular things to see around this city is hiking up to the bobsled tracks that were used in those Olympics. So we're going to do that today, but first we're going to make a quick stop to get some Bosnian coffee.
One of the things I was looking forward to the most about coming to Bosnia was their coffee culture here. It's very similar to Turkish coffee because they have a lot of Turkish influence from the times that they were controlled by the Ottoman Empire, but they have their own little twist on it. And so people here seem to be really proud of their coffee culture, and I was really excited to experience that. It comes in like the traditional small Turkish coffee pot, and then you pour it into your own little glass. And it also comes with these little sugar cubes instead of a sweetener, and then like the Turkish delights, which are like these little gummy things. Yeah, they're like this deep red color covered in powdered sugar, and they're so sweet. Since getting here, we've tried a few different coffee shops, and this one has definitely been our favorite. This coffee shop is right in the center of everything. There's this big market in the center of Sarajevo where there's tons of little shops and restaurants and hookah bars and coffee shops and things, and this one is just right in the center. It's an amazing place to just sit down and soak up the culture of this really, really beautiful city. We're now on the trail to the bobsled, but one thing we did want to note about the Bosnian coffee place is every other Bosnian or Turkish coffee place that we've been has had the grounds at the bottom of each of the individual pots, but this one didn't, so there's a good chance it wasn't the most authentic place we could have gone, but we really did like the flavor of it. I thought we should say that because if you're wanting the very authentic experience, that may not be the place to go, but again, we love the taste and the guy was really nice, so we would definitely recommend it. One of the other big tourist attractions in this area is the White Fortress, and I'm pretty sure that's it. We may have to try and hit that on the way back. We'll see. Google Maps estimates that this will be about an hour and a half, but two things. Oh, there's an attack dog. But I don't think it takes into account the fact that we are stopping every minute to take in the views, and also it's a really steep hill.
Because the roads are so small up here, we've already made 4 wrong turns. And I really don't know if it's just us messing up or if Google Maps keeps changing its mind. But if you want to do this hike, either be better at navigating than we are, or keep a close eye on Google Maps in case it changes on you.
One of the positives, though, is that we accidentally got led to a restaurant on the side of one of the hills. So I think we're definitely going to be stopping that on the way back.
Maybe, if we don't get lost on our way back.
When I was doing a little bit of research on the hike to the top of the bobsleds, a lot of people were saying that the first part wasn't that interesting because you're barely walking through any greenery or any of the natural environment. But I actually think it's super interesting being able to walk through these local towns on the hillside, because there's a lot of people with gardens and just a lot of local people walking around. It's really cool to see just normal people living their everyday lives. And it's such a beautiful place. Sarajevo is truly a magnificent city. I mean, just from looking at the views behind me that are just a 30-minute walk outside of town, you can tell that it's really an incredible place to be. And there's so many things to do, but we feel like one of the absolute must items is to learn at least a little bit about the history here. One of the ways that you can learn about it, and what we did yesterday, is we went to the Tunnel of Hope, which was a tunnel that was built under the airport, which was a UN safe zone, and it was used to bring supplies from one side to the other. This would have been amazing even without the guide, but our guide was seriously the best guide we could have had. He was a police officer during the war. He was actively fighting and supporting the unification of Sarajevo and Bosnia. And the fact that there are so many people around here who have similar stories, who all lived through this, is just, it's really a one-of-a-kind place in the world. The tour of the tunnel we did yesterday was especially impactful and emotional because our tour guide literally used it, he estimated, about twice a week during the war. We were able to go through a replica of the tunnel, and it was pretty tight, but like he said, it was nothing like the original tunnel. I mean, he said the original tunnel was always full of water. It was much more cramped, much darker, hard to breathe, and it was like a kilometer long. So I just can't imagine going through that twice a week. One of the things that Sabrina and I thought was especially crazy was he compared it kind of to COVID. During the COVID time, he said, like it was horrible, but it was our new normal. People were just used to the fact that you had to sprint from building to building in order to not get shot by snipers. People were used to the constant bombardment of mortars and bombs and bullets. And just to compare that to COVID, the fact that it was just normal, it's what you did for 4 years, we just can't even imagine. So if you do visit Sarajevo, we definitely think it's an absolute must to take a tour with a guide because it's seriously unlike any place. And a dog just walked up to us.
Hi, sweetheart.
Aw.
Where did you come from?
Hey. Hey, big guy.
Hi.
Hey, big guy. So we decided to take a shortcut through one of the tree trails, and it wasn't much of a shortcut, but it took us right to the alpine slide. Or not the alpine slide, the
Bobsled.
The bobsled. The bobsled.
So dramatic.
But
Oh
wow,
God.
the graffiti looks so cool.
Oh, I want to go get closer. Some of them look amazing. It would be so cool to just watch somebody go through it. I'm sure this is a crazy sport to see in person.
Yeah,
Let's go walk through it.
It's definitely taller, but thinner than I was expecting.
It's so thin.
Here.
It's so thin. That's so cool. I feel like the camera almost makes this look steeper than it looks in person, but I'm sure they'd gain a lot of speed coming down that. All of these steps have already been kind of shaky, but I hate that. Oh my gosh. I hate that so much. Ah! We really didn't do much research on this before coming out, so I don't know if this full course is open, if we can just kind of walk along the whole thing. But if there's graffiti on every part of it like there is right here, this would be so cool to walk through the whole thing.
I've heard of people going down it on skateboards. I hope somebody does that. That'd be so cool to see.
I would be holding my breath. Seems like it'd be terrifying to go down. Wow. It's just everywhere. Okay, babe, jump up and grab the top. Oh! I didn't think you'd actually get up there. Jeez. Okay, don't hurt yourself. You're gonna break your... One more. I'm gonna have to carry you down this mountain. Is there just a bunch of moss up there?
It's not like a sharp edge, so it's kind of rolled. It's hard to grab onto. I'm so close though.
This is what happens when Marshall crashes our drone.
Even though we got it approved by the police and other people, that was still scary.
So we just spent over an hour probably. Marshall's getting some drone shots and crashed the drone, and the drone went crazy and like took off over the track.
It crashed and then full throttled up. and so like it would have been a safe place. The first place it crashed, it would have been so easy. But then just full throttled up and went on the other side of the bobsled.
Yeah. So we just spent...
We could see it. We could see it. Sorry.
It's been a fun hour or so. We really thought for a little while that we were just not going to be able to get it back. I mean, we're at the bobsled track, so like people come here all the time, but we are on a mountain in the middle of the woods, and there's still landmines in Bosnia. We really thought we were just going to have to leave it here, even though it was like 10 feet away from us. It was just on the other side of the track. Like we could see it, but we were so scared, and we called our Airbnb host, who was super, super helpful and like reassured us that it was totally safe. He even checked with the police, and they said that it was totally safe. So we got it back. But after all that, perfect timing, like as Marshall was putting it back in the backpack, it started raining. So I think that's our sign of get the heck out of here and appreciate the time that we have. But we're not going to walk the full track. We're heading down so that, perfect time to add in, if you come to Bosnia, be careful. There are still landmines. This area, most areas where there are people living, it's probably going to be fine at this point, but still be careful. They have marks that show where you should not go, so pay attention. If you see a sign that says, like it looks like it says danger, it probably says danger, so don't go on those places. Hopefully we can find that restaurant that we passed on the way up, and we might get a very late lunch. I'm starving.
Food. We successfully found our way back to the restaurant. It's called Biban. It's in the middle of the hill, and I'm so excited for food.
I think that's some very well-deserved wine. I'm so happy we saw this place on our way up. If we waited to get food when we got back down, we would have had some great food, but now we get great food and a pretty amazing view.
This one is how it should be. It's so thick on the top. I think this is going to be a good Bosnian coffee. Cheers. Oh. That is good. So once again, asking the waiter what his favorite thing is definitely did not disappoint. We got some sort of veal. I'm not really sure. It was in Bosnian, but it looks incredible. There's the potatoes are like, I don't know, they're in some juice, and I don't know. I can't wait. Buttery? they're so perfectly cooked, they're so soft. It's perfect. This is a perfect way to end the day. Perfect lunch at 4 p.m. Okay, let's see yours. Yours looks interesting.
I think it was just titled polenta and cream, and apparently cream means a massive just slob of sour cream on it. So let's see. I've only tried polenta once, but it was really good, and I'm interested with the sour cream. Let's see. I'm scared to try it with a big spoonful of sour cream, but that is so good. I don't know how to describe polenta. But it's just such a simple meal, but it's still very flavorful.
This one looks a lot less healthy than the one we made.
This one looks very unhealthy, yes. But it's fine. I'm fine with that. I don't know. We need to get better at describing food because I have no way to describe it. Other than I'm still confused about the like soup of sour cream that's around it, but it's so good. And I think it's a great filling after hike meal. Especially since it looks like it's still going to start raining again. I think this is going to be our day, and we're going to head back to our apartment after this. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you visit
That was perfect.